Hello pumpkin people, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we are decorating my kitchen for the fall season. I always decorate my kitchen first and I always keep it really simple. I tend to focus on color and the fragrance of autumn and just the ambiance of it rather than tons of decor. I'm a firm believer that more decor doesn't actually equal better decor or a greater love for the season. You really can scale it back and get all of the beauty of the season and have your space be even more functional. So it has become tradition for me to do a simmer pot when I get started with my fall decorating, and I just wing the recipes at this point. I'll put below what I'm using in case you're curious, but I didn't measure anything out, as you can see. But one thing that I do that is different from the recipes that I've seen is use apple juice as the base, the liquid base for my simmer pot. It helps to sweeten it up, and I don't use an expensive apple juice. I get whatever is on sale and the cheapest, and sometimes I can even find it at Dollar Tree. So now that I have all the ingredients together in the pot, I put that on the stove on high to boil. And while I wait for that to boil, I'm gonna start decorating this little tiny space next to my stove. So I need this to be functional, so it's not a ton of decor. Again, that's kind of the theme of today's video, but I'm using this really pretty sort of pot that I got from H&M last year as a spoon crock. I've only ever used it for flowers before, and I'm loving how it looks with the spoons in it. I have my salt and pepper mill right next to that, and then I'm gonna add this gorgeous candle that has an embroidery hoop lid. It is so cozy and cute, kind of cottagecore sort of vibes, and it smells incredible, and it adds a pop of color to this space as well. And as soon as I finished decorating, it seemed like no time at all. The simmer pot was boiling. And once it boils, you can just sort of gently stir it up so that it doesn't overflow, and then turn down the heat to a simmer. You'll want to make sure that the liquid doesn't completely boil down throughout the day, so just check on it and refill the water or the apple juice as needed. And it instantly smells like fall all throughout my home. I 10 out of 10 recommend doing one of these when you start decorating this year. So moving on with decorating, I'm just gonna put a sprig of this purple basil I grow in my garden into a vase. I usually have a candle warming lamp here. Unfortunately, it broke, so I'm improvising with this for now, and it actually smells good. The color is perfect for fall, and basil will root in a vase if you put it in water and leave it there long enough. It's really long lasting as well, so you can actually plant it back out into the garden if it does root, and that's just one of the many reasons why I love basil. If you don't do anything else in your kitchen as far as decorating this season, a fall scented hand soap is the #1 thing I recommend. You have to have soap, of course, and you might as well make it a seasonal scented one. So every time you wash your hands, you get that fragrance of pumpkin or apples or whatever it is that you like. I recently picked up this pumpkin chai scent from a local boutique. It was a bit of a splurge. I was treating myself for all the hard work I've been doing in the garden and selling my flowers this year. So I absolutely love that and recommend it if you are looking for a splurge worthy kitchen item this year. So we're going to move on to this corner here, and I'm just going to put out some of our canisters that we always have out. They have our dog treats in them. And then this vase of florals. These are dried hydrangeas I bought off of Etsy sometime last year or the year before. They hold up really, really well. And I'm using this dish towel to ground these adorable little pumpkins that I grew in the garden. These are the first ones that I have cut this year. I have a few more out on the plants that I have growing, and I cannot wait to cut those, but for now I am very happy with these 3. So I'm keeping the coffee station pretty simple. I actually don't really like what I did, so I'm going to be working on this later on, and you'll see it in my home tour. But does anybody else have this white Keurig or a white Keurig? And if so, is yours stained in that portion behind the mug? Because mine is, and I cannot get it out no matter which cleaner I use, whether it's bleach or something else, and it's really bothering me. I would love to get that out. So if you have any advice, please let me know, and I would greatly appreciate that. So now we're gonna make a very easy centerpiece for my kitchen table. And I went out to the garden and I cut this foliage, which is actually something that I grew from seed, called Mahogany Splendor Hibiscus. So it is a hibiscus, even though it looks like Japanese maple. And it's just really gorgeous and perfect to use in fall decorating or for fall flower arrangements, which is why I grow it. And I just cut several stems of it, and I'm just gonna make a centerpiece with all of this. I'm not gonna add anything else. Sometimes I think that the most beautiful floral arrangements are the ones that are just simplistic with one type of flower or foliage in it. So I am going to fill up this vase, and then we're gonna move it onto the kitchen table. Just to jazz up the centerpiece a little bit, but keep it simple, I'm just going to put a couple votives next to it. I love these almost amber looking glass votives with the faceted glass. I love the way the flame looks bouncing off of the different cuts in the glass. So that is the centerpiece, and it's simple, but I think it's really beautiful. And that is going to wrap up the kitchen. Thank you guys so much for being here. I am going to make some changes in here, like I said, and I have a lot more decorating to come for fall and for Halloween. So thank you for being here. Subscribe if you have not already, and I will catch you in a future video. Bye now.